Terry Francona joins us right now on MLB Now. Terry, it's Brian Ketty. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Brian. How you doing?
Hey, congratulations on the extension. We're just talking about your success there. You tell us, you've now been in different organizations, obviously the success in Boston. What's the formula for a good fit that everything just works right?
Well, it may be different for everybody. I mean, shoot, I've been a lot of places, some of it because I wasn't a very good hitter. Then some of it is because, as a manager, you tend, or a coach, you tend to move around. I mean, I spent 4 years in Philadelphia, and shoot, at the time I was 37 years old, and I was just honored that an organization thought I was worthy of being a manager. Then you move on, and I went to Boston for 8 years, and 8 years in Boston is, almost like dog years. I mean, man, it's tough. And so, people ask me all the time about how'd you and Theo do? And I think the best way I can answer that is we made it 8 years together in that place. That's a pretty big testimonial to having a pretty strong relationship. Then, things didn't end so well, and it's been pretty well documented. And I come to Cleveland, and I think I found the place, at least for me, is the perfect landing spot. I love the guys I work for. I respect the hell out of them. Through them, I've met all the guys that work for them, and we have all, between the coaches, front office, ownership, clubhouse guys, trainers, we have one of the closest knit units I've ever seen. And it doesn't mean we don't have challenges, because we do, but we tackle them together, and I really enjoy that.
Tito, Joel Sherman here. First of all, congratulations on the extension. I did talk to Chris Antonetti yesterday after the extension was announced, and he talked about a little what you were talking about right now, your ability to unify an entire organization, your willingness to call the, guy out in the scouts out on the road, even guys who are doing amateur, to bring in the strength and conditioning intern and talk to him. How important is that to you? Why do you develop it? And do you think it has something to do with wins and losses?
Well, I think it's important. Sometimes you walk a fine line where, when you're talking to the scouts, because when I worked for the Indians a while back, Mark let me go out and do some scouting, and I found out really quickly how humbling it can be. So I think you try to show interest, but you also, I have no business telling a scout how to do their job. But I do like it when they pop their head in my office when we're on the road, because they're part of what we're trying to do. And I've actually become pretty close to a couple of them, and I love it because they have a different perspective than we do, but we're all pulling in the same direction and trying to get the same goal. So I think it's been great. Like, we had some organizational meetings out in Arizona a couple weeks ago. The scouts really have the most to say during those meetings, but for them to allow me to sit there and ask questions and know that when you walk out of the room, you're not being laughed at, or, we can agree to disagree, but when we leave the room, we go out to dinner together. I love that.
Hey, Tito, John Morosi, congratulations. I got a couple questions for you on Michael Brantley now that he's been named an AL MVP finalist. First question is, at what point in time did he ask to borrow your smooth left-handed swing? And the second question is, what's allowed him to become, just going from a good everyday player to now a superstar in this league?
If he borrowed my swing, he would not be on that list of the three. What's kind of cool is since from the 2 years that I've been there, he's such a consistent performer on every level. And what happened was this year, I think he came to spring training a little bit stronger, especially in his legs. And so he started driving the ball a little bit more in the gaps. And then when his production rose, he started getting national attention, and it allowed maybe me to brag about him a little bit, because he's certainly not going to do that on himself. But he's, when he leaves the batter's box, his game is the exact same as when he's in the batter's box. And you see how he pays attention to detail hitting, but he does it on the bases. He does it in the outfield. He does it as a teammate. I told somebody yesterday, as good a player as he is, he's a better person. And that's a pretty big compliment.
Terry, it's Ron Darling. Congratulations. I was just thinking over the course of the summer that I was seeing the pitching reincarnation of Dave Steve. Tell me what it was like to watch Corey Kluber pitch from the front row seat this year.
You know what? And when those guys were talking about my swing, I could see you rolling your eyes because you knew that wasn't true. I have about 4 broken bats to attest to it. You know what? He's almost, and this is funny because he's almost the identical twin to Michael Brantley. I know it's not probably fraternal, but they're so alike. Their work ethic, the way they conduct themselves. You know, one's just a pitcher and one's a position player. But Kluber is the same way. It's not a secret why he got good. I mean, he about outworked everybody, and sure, he's got good stuff to go with it, and the good stuff is now maybe turning into great stuff. But his ability to be so consistent and so precise in everything he does, whether it's his next day throwing program or his bullpen session or his weightlifting in between. I mean, this kid his routines are so solid. And he's such a good teammate. I guess that's part of the reason why I think our glass is half full, is because some of our better players, you know, and you put in there guys like Cody Allen. I mean, we have more than that. I hate to start to mention names because you leave people out. But the core group of our team, they're good players, but they're great people, and that makes me thrilled.
Well, Terry, again, congratulations. You're going to be there a long time. Great talking with you. Enjoy your off season. We'll see you soon.
Okay, guys, thanks.